Hello and welcome to a 1v1 cast. Starting off, we have Critical32 playing as the Lictor Alpha down the bottom side of the map, and on the red team we have Gom playing as the Force Commander. The map is going to be Green Tooth Gorge. Starting off, we have some Tactical Marines for Critical32. We have a double Termagant, second one still building up, still nothing to cap this requisition point. In fact, take it the second Termagant squad popping out, we'll go in for that instead. Lictor Alpha going straight for the power up, some power already noded over here. This power will get noded once Gom actually has enough resources to buy the power node. Lictor not infiltrated, okay, he's infiltrated here. Tactical Marines do not see him coming in. Melee charges in and goes after them as well. One Tactical Marine here on the end needs to be a little bit careful of going down, but he is quite tanky, and Lictor without any weapon upgrade does do quite a bit of damage, but not as much damage compared to his weapon upgrades. And you do see him infiltration here, and scouts don't actually have any sergeants yet since this is at the very beginning of the game, so that Lictor is free to do what he wants right now. Could even go for a cheeky decap here onto this requisition point. Some very early toxin sacks here for these Termagant brood. You can see the crippling poison come in, but they will not actually use it. Nothing is forcing melee on them, so they are actually going to be forced back away here from just ranged fire. Lictor here running out of energy. Don't know if he's actually used his flesh hook or not. I think he did use it onto the Force Commander who was trying to capture this power node, because Lictor has lost a lot of energy, and the Force Commander's also lost a little bit of health as well, which would probably spell a flesh hook. And Critical32 really doesn't want Gom to actually have this power node, keeps knocking off that, even going in for a decap to stop his capping progress as well. But Lictor ultimately going to be forced back away into base, very low as well, but he should live through that. Homagants also having to back away here from the Force Commander. Homagants cannot fight the Force Commander in melee effectively without bleeding a lot of models. Meanwhile the Force Commander, he doesn't bleed, so there's no point in fighting him necessarily. But while all this has gone on, we actually have some Termagants here to the right hand side from Critical, which have actually just gone and captured the requisition points and the BP as well here of Gom. Starting off, we have actually got a quick armor upgrade here for the Force Commander. Quick Artificer's armor giving him some health regen and extra health, and even some extra energy as well. Outcry now activated. The Artificer's armor does provide 2.5 health regen per second, an extra 20 energy and an extra 200 health, giving the Force Commander over 1,000 health, just barely though, 1,020 health, giving them a lot of tankiness as well. He's already actually halfway to level 2 as well, so he's doing a good job so far. And get your Force Commander as leveled as possible. Meanwhile, Lictor is still no XP on him yet. In fact, I don't think he's actually killed any of Gom's models. Both these scouts are still extremely healthy right now. We do actually have a sergeant coming in for one of these scout squads as well. It's going to be the one that was first on the field. These scouts will be used for detecting the Lictor Alpha and also for some grenades as well on the street. And even some repairs onto this power node as well is going to prevent these double Termagants from actually being able to take it down. The repair rate is actually the same as the amount of damage that the squad is putting out in total. Lictor here on 200 HP, these attacks will run into the building. You can flesh hook the building, but it only does damage, it does not pull the unit outside of the building. Some warrior brood here as well for Critical32. Scouts for Gom will have a hard time if they decide to actually buy the elite training upgrade as well. We'll just see double sergeants here, no elite training upgrade, no shotgun upgrade just yet. Could see those coming later on against the Homagants, Warriors and Lictor Alpha. Kraken rounds activated against Termagants here. Termagants are not heavy infantry, so they do not actually take the extra damage here from the Kraken rounds, neither does Commander Armor. The only Kraken rounds that actually do extra damage to Commander Armor are Sternguard Veterans, who actually do an extra 25% damage to Commander Armor, but the regular Tactical Marine rounds do not do that bonus damage. Warriors jumping in, jumping away as well. And Force Commander will make his way up to some Homagants who have an easier time bleeding his Homagant models one by one with that chainsword and bolt pistol. Want to try and get as much XP onto him as possible. He'll get actually quite a lot of XP for getting solo kills. You can see a massive chunk of XP for them there, giving him nearly enough XP to actually level almost. Still level 1 overall though. Double Termagants moving those to the side. Double Termagants are quite a threat here to these scouts. The scouts are forced to run away. I thought they might actually go into the building. Decide not to go into the building. A bit scared of maybe some spore mines or warriors with barbed strangle to actually get them outside of the building. And here Kraken rounds getting used once again, this time on warriors. Warriors will actually take the extra damage from the Kraken rounds, given that they are heavy infantry. But ASM is going to be jumping in, preventing the warriors from leaping into combat. They will be forced to retreat away. Some scouts off to the side, taking some damage from some termagons here. And the scouts are running towards the safety of these ASMs, which actually have a shotgun upgrade. And it looks like it's for both of these scouts as well. Double shotguns here will be quite a big pain. In fact, there's quite a lot of requisition spent, a lot of power spent in tier 1 here from Gom. He's already spent upgrades on the Force Commander and on the scouts. With the shotguns, that's an extra 30 power each. Double sergeants, it's 50 power, so that's 80. Artificer's armor, making up to 105, and then the ASMs, which is an extra 50, so that's 155 power. In tier 1, we can actually see Critical32 is well ahead in the tech race as well, teching up to tier 2. Meanwhile, Gom still only on 60 power and not teching up right now. I believe Critical, he also has Deadly Jump queued as well, which is a tier 2 armor purchase for the Lictor Alpha and the Dream Gland Warriors, which is why he's actually got no power, or a lot less power than you'd think. So Critical32 definitely ahead in the tech race here, but he's going to be struggling until these upgrades come along, and even then the upgrades aren't going to help out as much as you would think. Maybe a Tyrant Guard or some sort of tier 2 unit would have been the better choice instead. But Warriors jumping in, Homgon's already forced away, Lictor forced away, Grenade though, it actually looks like it done more damage to the ASMs instead. Took down a Warrior model and an ASM model. In fact, it actually just takes down ASM model. The Warriors live through that grenade just fine. Double scout shotguns pushing in, these termagons will be having to back away here. Could actually have a second grenade available in a second. These scouts do actually have enough energy for a grenade. Could see these retreating termagons actually take a grenade maybe. No grenade. I'm pretty sure only one grenade was used in combat there. I'm not too sure about that. But that'll be a dead power node, a dead capillary tower, so that capillary tower will let Gom know that Critical32 is tier 2. Lictor Alpha just jumps in here, misses the jump slightly, just forced to retreat away as well. And Tax will get a fast decap here onto this power node. Scouts might need to come back in here. Okay, Tax are going to be forced off there. Kraken rounds again, but Kraken rounds not doing the extra damage to Homgods. Ooh, very nice grenade though. Doing a lot of damage to Tax, forcing melee as well. Very nice play there by Gom. He actually takes down these Homogons with ease. Warrior Brood coming in here, they do have their Adrenal Glands, they do actually buff the Termagons and Homogons even further than what they would in tier 1, and Gom taking up to tier 2. We do also have some Gene Stealers on the field as well. 1050 HP, power melee. They will do so much damage if they get in the face of these Tactical Marines. Lone ASM here, I take it that Gom's going to call in a drop pod to reinforce these ASMs. And call in some Tactical Marines at the same time. Those shotgun scouts having to back away here. 40 HP, 2 models down as well. Force Commander here is also going to be able to fight the Lictor Alpha with ease, especially with that Artificer's armor giving him such a tanky advantage. Feeder Tendrils really needed if the Lictor wants to 1v1 that Force Commander. Scouts, ASMs getting reinforced there, and that drop pod is definitely worth it with the attack purchase as well from it. 350 requisition, 100 red, plus all the models reinforcing for free. Such a good ability there for Space Marines to have. There's also the Commander version as well, which doesn't actually spawn a Tactical Marine squad, but it actually costs 200 requisition and will reinforce all the models, similar to that drop pod, but might as well pay the extra 150 though and get those Tactical Marines as well. Rippers, look how quick these things are as well. But Rippers coming out onto the field, Rippers are very difficult to actually fight in range because of how small they are. Look how little damage they're taking from range damage. They're actually taking the majority of their damage from melee combat. They don't actually have much health to even begin with. But they are retreating away. Merciless Strike going to the Warriors and Gene Stealers and Thunder Hammer on the Force Commander. This fight could go extremely bad here for Critical32. The Thunder Hammer being the ultimate melee counter the Space Marines have to offer. Getting specials with the Battle Cry every so often. We really need something to stun the Force Commander or keep him in check. Even the Lictor Alpha won't be able to do too much when he enters Battle Cry mode since he cannot be knocked over. But Gom coming out strong here now that he is in tier 2. Tactical Marine, still no upgrades on either squad. Could actually see a Sergeant come in later in, could even see some Flamers as well. But that Lictor Alpha does need to be a bit careful. These double shotgun scouts really do put in a lot of damage. The deadly jump though will catch out one model, which is going to do too much. The sergeant gets pulled in there, and that was the one that was throwing the grenade as well. The grenade actually got cancelled. Grenades do get thrown once again, but the grenades will hit the wrong path there. Rippers reinforced. Don't actually often see Rippers get sent back to base to get reinforced, but Rippers reinforced. Back on the field though, 562 HP, still level 1 though. Didn't even know Rippers could actually level as well. Learn something new every day in this game. Capillary tower, so only a single capillary tower in mid. I don't think Critical32 is going to put down many more capillary towers. Maybe he's going to wait and get a without number ability in tier 3. Could even see some spore mines as well, though spore mines not as effective against Space Marine as in comparison to a Tyranid Mirror or IG or Orcs or anything blobby. But Warriors on that left hand side, Termagant's having to back away. That capillary tower is going to go down. Sacred Standard on the Force Commander, 35%. Like 25% damage boost to units around him, and then if he goes down it's a 40% damage boost to everything around him in extremely strong war gear. But you do often see a teleporter pack, but since Critical32 is the one who's been doing the engagements and has been coming to him with the Gene Stealers and the Warriors, even though I've got that mixed up there, Gene Stealers and the Warriors, the Force Commander doesn't actually need that mobility as such, and especially with the ASMs he can use the ASMs to get into the backline if needed instead, and use the Force Commander defensively, protect these double attacks, protect the double scouts as well from any melee threat that Critical32 actually has, and these double scouts do have the elite training upgrade now. Grenade is going to get thrown down here. Termagant's taking a lot of damage, could actually get wiped here. Rippers though coming in melee just in time. We actually see a secondary grenade. We do see a secondary grenade, in fact, that secondary grenade will miss, and this could be without number, but I think it's a spore mine drop. Yeah, it's a spore mine drop. Looks like I suppressed one of the squads. Rippers still struggling to fight these scouts. Another spore mine explosion going off. We did see the shotgun blast onto the spore mines. Spore mines can't be suppressed, but they can be knocked back, which looks a bit weird. But Critical32 is dominating in map control right now. At the cost of his power getting killed here, he has gained so much map control, and that could actually be a bit of trouble here for GOM, as Critical32 is just going to be floating so much requisition. A rec income of 325 in comparison to 183, but you do see the power income of GOM is twice as high, although having a power income of 25 is still not too bad considering that you have no generator farm. But the requisition income as well will come in quite handy. You can throw away models, and Lictor actually avoiding the ASMs jumping in there by jumping in himself. Double tactical marines armed with plasma guns, or no, just sorry, one of the tactical marines armed with a plasma gun now. Plasma guns are extremely effective against warrior brood, and especially if you kill a model very quickly, which plasma guns allow you to do. You will see the synapse bomb go off, and you can see the models just fly around everywhere as the synapse creature next to them dies. Good choice. Could even see a plasma gun into a secondary tactical marine squad, but I think GOM might tech up to tier 3. Does have enough resources to tech up. Could even get a dreadnought out if he wants. Currently no AV on the map for Critical32, no Zoan, no Venom Brood. No Zoan being the crucial part of that. There's no vehicle snare that he has to worry about, but Lictor Alpha engaging here actually gets a deadly jump, landing on all attacks and the ASM at the same time. Force Commander though going to get kept in check with the toxin sacks from these Termagants, and Gene Stealers and Warriors look like they might just flank around onto these tactical marines. Battle Cry not activated yet, but Battle Cry now activated. And ASM's jump in, merciless strike. Force Commander's really wanting to get in here and fight these Gene Stealers and Warriors, but he's actually taking quite a lot of damage, and Gene Stealers are just tying up these tactical marines and just destroying them. Drop pod coming in, could be another tactical marine squad here for GOM. And Gene Stealers Warriors will be forced away. It looks like it was just a commander drop pod, no extra tactical marines here. Looks like how much pop has GOM on? He's on 69 pop. I guess he doesn't want any more tactical marines because that will cost him a lot of population and also extra upkeep as well, especially when he doesn't have the requisition points yet for it. But we do actually have these scouts off to the side, doing a good job capping the requisition points that were lost earlier. This one has been capped. Do you see this one caps, this one caps, scouts going for the power as well, and the victory point is also recapped. Drop pods still remain unkilled right now. This Lictor Alpha is killing this one right here, but no weapon upgrades on this Lictor Alpha, which is kind of interesting to see. We do actually have without number getting called in as well. which was probably used in base to reinforce Gene Stealers and Warriors for free, since you can actually do that similar to a drop pod, just a Tyranid version, and one that's in tier 3 and one that spawns 2 squads instead of 1, spawns a set of Homogons and a set of Termagants, and they come pre-upgraded with Toxin Sacs and with the Adrenal Glands for the Homogons. Carnifex as well in tier 3 here for Critical32. He was lacking on power earlier since his power farm did get destroyed, but he's back with a Carnifex, 150 power investment. Wonder if you'll have enough power to actually buy an upgrade for it as well. Master Strike from these ASMs have been really on point here, knocking these Gene Stealers back and keeping them in check, giving GoM enough time for the Force Command to come in with that Thunder Hammer and just ruin these Gene Stealers' day. Gene Stealers still only quarter way to level 2. That's how much they've been shut down here by GoM. Lictor Alpha looked like he just flesh hooked 2 models there. I think one model got caught mid flesh hook and got pulled in as well involuntarily there. Lictor can't really do too much here, so he's just going to have to back away there. That's Force Commander level 3, nearly level 4 in fact. That Force Commander has been doing a lot of work throughout the game, but the Carnifex on the field now could see this upgrade into a Fawnback. Could even see it upgrade to a Barb Strangler. Could even see a Venom Cannon, but there's not really much point in the Venom Cannon at this point in the game. It's not as if GoM has any vehicles really. I imagine GoM will be calling in some Terminators with the amount of resources he has, and he's also saving up for red as well. He's only 9 red away for some Terminators, probably some Assault Terminators, or could even be Enraged Terminators with a Heavy Flamer. A Heavy Flamer is so good against Tyranids, even against, not necessarily as good against Warriors, but against Gene Stealers. You can use the Purifying Flame on the ground as Gene Stealers try and close the gap towards you, and it will just hurt them so much they'll be forced away. And there's the Terminator call. It might be Assault Terminators though, given the Carnifex on the field, and there it is. The heavy melee from these Terminators will be able to fight this Carnifex, I believe, even without the Fawnback upgrade. Actually, I don't think the Fawnback upgrade... so it is getting Fawnback upgrade now, but I think the standard Carnifex without the Fawnback upgrade, it doesn't actually have melee resistance. I'm not too sure on this though. Or the almost Fawnback Carnifex getting a special down these Terminators. Now it's a Fawnback, now it has melee resistance. Okay, I think it actually did have melee resistance beforehand, but it does actually gain extra health and also a melee charge, also the ability to spawn Rippers as well for the Emperor on these Terminators. Not going to be enough to finish down this Carnifex as it actually charges away. Homogons coming in here, but these Shotgun Scouts, well equipped, will be able to fight off these Homogons with ease, kiting around, and Terminators will also be able to finish off these Homogons if they're not too careful. Rippers coming out here, I think these Rippers are from the Carnifex though. Have slightly more health than before, 675, they only had 500 health earlier. There's also some Spawn Mines idle here as well. A very nice grenade will actually finish off an entire Ripper swarm. Terminators also gain a bit too greedy there, forced to teleport away. Shotgun Blast gonna knock those Warriors. Gene Stealers coming in though, and Gene Stealers will get met with the Force Commander with that Thunder Hammer though. Battle now activated, they will get knocked over, and look at the amount of damage that they're already taking. In fact, the one model at the very back is the only one to get away. This Carnifex really needs to go back to base and heal up, because it is just so low right now. 293 VPs to 273 so far. It's a very close game. Neither player has got one massive lead over the other. Critical32 is still leading in map control right now though. Now Lictor onto the side doing such a good job, and do actually have Spawn Mines Termagants over here as well, but he's getting forced away in mid. GoM is very grouped up right now. Critical is very split apart. And do have a last kind of Devastator squad, which is in response to that Fawnback Carnifex. It will come in very handy. Could see a retreat grenade here for the Emperor on these scouts. For the Emperor, does actually boost grenade damage on scouts as well. Ooh, extremely nice grenade here from GoM, predicting where these Termagants were going to go, but the Termagants will actually escape here with one model. In fact, they did have the Endless Swarm upgrade, so you can see they're on 1 out of 9 models. You have to repurchase the upgrade at half the cost. for killing one of those endless swap models. But Critical32 ahead in VPs, but he is losing the map control now after losing that engagement, and GoM is starting to take the map with these tactical marines, scouts, force commander. Meanwhile, we do have the Devastators still set up in mid, and some scouts off to the side trying to fight this Lictor Alpha, but the Lictor Alpha being very annoying here. And that model just teleporting inside the building, because why not? And Lictor is just sitting there looking confused, wondering what just happened to that scout model he was about to have munchies on. But Lictor, still no weapon upgrade on him yet. I don't know if Deadly Jump is off cooldown or not, but I'm surprised to not see any weapon upgrades. Some Corrosive Claws would actually be really good against these Terminators here. Forcing them to take extra damage would come in extremely handy when trying to fight them, especially with the damage that Fallen Back Counter Effects and Gene Stealers will be able to put out on them, and even more so with the Corrosive Claws, giving them or making them take extra damage. But everyone's jumping in. Lictor Alpha going to be jumping into on side Devastator squad, interrupting it. Fallen Back Counter Effects should now have all the time in the world to do what it wants, but we do actually have Vanguard Veterans here with Power Fist. Fallen Back Counter Effects is charging here, and that could be the end of it if he's actually able to get enough AV or heavy melee to fight that Carnifex. Warrior Brood jumping onto some scouts. Terminators getting tied up by the Carnifex here. Vanguard Veterans on some Termagants. Those scouts getting very low rippers as well. Vanguard Veterans and Force Commander just free to do what they want against these triple Termagants here. Critical32 looks like he might lose his Termagants here if he's not too careful. Down to just 2 models. The other Termagants are going to be able to escape. Gene Stealers though will not be able to escape, and you can see them going down. These other Termagants also taking a lot of damage as well, but overall they will live. This Carnifex is going to go down as well. 232 VPs, 243. I think Critical32 has lost a bit too much here, and you do see him call GG. He is going to lose that Carnifex, lost Gene Stealers, and he bled quite a lot of models and didn't actually bleed GoM too much in that fight. And GoM, just amassing such a strong tier 3 army, will be the one to actually take this game.